We're joined now by the deputy head of the office of the Ukrainian presidency. We have managed to establish those connections, and I want to welcome Igor Zhovkva, who joins us now from Kyiv. He is the chief diplomatic advisor to the president, Volodymyr Zelensky. Good to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me.
So only 2 months ago, you said that Mariupol will never surrender. What are your fears now for the Azov commanders still in that steel plant? Is there a way out for them?
Well, as soon as the last soldier standing in Mariupol has not surrendered, it will never surrender, because Mariupol is people. Even those people who stayed in Mariupol, I mean civilians, and more than 100,000 of them are staying in Mariupol, will not surrender to any occupation authority of Russian Federation, to any armed forces, and will definitely be dreaming of coming back to the Ukrainian state. So that is why, yes, some soldiers are still there in the Azovstal steel plant, and they are fighting for their city.
We've been reporting on the first Russian soldier facing a war crimes trial. Do you think that trial could potentially hamper any chance of freeing the Ukrainian soldiers who've surrendered from Mariupol?
No, absolutely. This has nothing to do with this. I mean, we're always saying that those who are guilty of making atrocities in the territory of Ukraine, be it in Bucha, Irpin, Borodyanka, or any other city, should be brought to justice, and it will definitely be as this.
So you don't think so, even though Russia has accused some of those soldiers of war crimes?
Well, I don't know if Russia accused anyone, but we know about the atrocities which Russian soldiers are doing on the territory of Ukraine. It's witnessed now by all the world. We all saw the pictures from the cities of Bucha, Borodyanka, and Gostomel. So this is the best proof, but very important to bring those responsible for justice, and that's what we will do.
Mr. Zhovkva, from your perspective, from what you know, is Russia preparing to annex parts of the southeast of Ukraine, just as it did in Crimea?
They are trying to do this. They are trying to insert the occupation powers in these cities. But look what is happening. No one recognizes those occupation powers among the local citizens. People are still going out on the protest. People are protesting with Ukrainian flags. Just today, the Ukrainian flag was put on one of the buildings in the occupied city of Kherson. And this will happen, will be happening further on. They were trying and making some, rumors about possible referendums. The kind of illegal referendums they had back in 2014 in Crimea or in the occupied parts of Donbass. No one recognized those referendums except themselves, except Russians. So whatever they will do, whatever they will try to do to legalize their temporary occupation, this will never happen. This will be not recognized by international community, and definitely those states will be on a very soon manner liberated, provided that they will have enough heavy weapons from the partners such as US.
Mr. Zhovkva, the biggest question is whether there will be peace between Ukraine and Russia. Peace talks have collapsed. What can be done now to move the needle? How do you see this war ending?
The war will only end by the victory of Ukraine. And look, if in the beginning of war, many partners in the world were not believing in the possibility for Ukraine to win this war, they would rather follow the Russian narrative, the Russian speculations about capturing Ukraine or conquering Kyiv within 3 or 5 days. Look, we are nearing the third month of the war. Nothing even close to any victories of Ukraine on field. Yes, they managed to occupy temporarily some smaller cities, but haven't managed to do this vis-à-vis Kyiv, vis-à-vis Kharkiv, vis-à-vis Odessa, vis-à-vis Dnipro, vis-à-vis Mykolaiv. So the only end of war will be victory. The question is about time, and definitely much here depends not only on the Ukrainian armed forces, one of the trained and skillful in Europe, but also on the arms deliveries, on the weapon deliveries, on the heavy weapon deliveries, which we're expecting in massive quantity from our Western partners.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that, because the US has just agreed to another aid package of some $40 billion to help Ukraine. Germany said it's going to send its first 15 anti-aircraft tanks to Ukraine next month. What else is needed right now?
We badly need artillery systems in order to be able to shell the Russian armed forces from the longer distance. We badly need multi-launch rocket systems. We badly need armored vehicles and tanks. And definitely, we badly need the anti-air defense system, anti-jet defense system in order to close Ukrainian skies.
Well, we hope you get it, and we wish you all the very best. We'll have to leave it there for now. Igor Zhovkva, the deputy head of the Office of the Ukrainian President and the chief diplomatic advisor, thanks so much for joining us.
Many thanks.